Howdy, howdy, howdy. Brian here from quantlabs.net. Finally, I've got my act together. Great. All right, so as I was mentioning or attempt of the previous video, I wanted to go over the course that starts next week. Starts on the 7th of January. Here's the details. I'm going to go through it. All right, so this course, as I said, starts at 7 p.m. next Monday. That's Eastern Daylight Time or Standard Time, same as New York City. So that's on Monday, okay? And then the following one will continue January 10th on a Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to be doing each week for 6 weeks starting January 7th, and it's going to take us to mid-February, Valentine's Day, the 14th of February. So we're going to do that twice a week for the next 6 weeks. And this is what we're going to cover. All right. So if you come on over to the store here at quantlabs.net, anywhere on the site, you can click on this store. Look for this link right here. Python 3 infrastructure blocks with crypto. There's two versions. There's one for version 2, and then this one with the CryptoCurrency. There's going to be some new material I'll be presenting during that time that we get to it as part of this course. So there will be some new stuff I'll be adding, and I'm actually going through a lot of new stuff as well, so I might add some new stuff and surprises each time. But there's also this other course here, which is the Python 2. I wouldn't worry about that too much after February. That will replace the price here, so I kept the price the same because there's still a lot of interest in that. So let's figure out what's going to be presented each Monday and Thursday. So each Monday and Thursday, when you log in, you get full access to everything. I kind of covered how to navigate through the modules and courses. So there are 12 modules in this course right here. Okay, each one is separated in separate units. So the idea how it would work is that we have each module covered each night. So for instance, module 1, programming language overview, that will be covered that Monday, January 7th. The following Thursday, module 2, will be Thursday, January 10th. And we'll cover each of these modules, and then the following Monday, after that, we will, I think it will be the 14th, let's say, we'll cover the module 3, and then the following Thursday, we'll cover module 4. Now, some of these modules are monster. I've been pushing this for the last couple of months, so that's why I tell people the sooner you get on it, the better. Now, the idea here is not for me to present what's in each of these modules. That's for you to do it on your own time. The idea is to prepare for each of these sessions for when it comes up. So if you want your homework, go through these modules, this module before the 7th. Then also before the 10th, you go through this module and prepare yourself for that January 10th module 2. And everything is the same. But some of these modules are big, so it can be somewhat overwhelming. Some of these videos are long, but the idea behind the live sessions is just new question and answer, anything new that I might have to add. I will be recording these sessions, so they will be put into probably a new module that you'll be able to access, and then we'll go through them. Or I might just put the live sessions in each module as we go through it. So they will be recorded, so you can catch up if the time is not convenient for you as well. So we'll cover that, but that's the whole point of these modules, do live Q&A for each and every one of those modules. So this is the order we're going through. Next week will be fairly easy, depending upon your programming language. We'll cover all the different programming languages. I've got the presentations, but we can do a more updated live live talk on that. Also, for the second module, Python tools and methodologies, that would be entailing, how to set up your Python environment. There's a lot of talk of different IDEs. I can talk about my experience with each of the major IDEs. And with Python, it's always expanding, so we can talk about it in there. Now, here's the interesting one. This is going to be a very interesting topic. Module 3, options to capture market data. As we know, it used to be Yahoo Finance. Now that Yahoo Finance has made it obviously more difficult to capture data, there's some new interesting options. IEX came out. IQ Feed, I finally got working on my Mac. We can talk about that if you want. There's also LMAX and interactive brokers. I do cover interactive brokers in another module, but I can cover that if needed. Duca's Copy, we've got a pile of different courses and experience with that, but there's methodologies that you can use to capture data from Duca's Copy, but it's all historical. But there's other techniques that you can use to capture real-time data and push it into Redis. But again, I don't want to talk about Redis until we get to that point. That's the database. And of course, we can do JForex as well. But again, that's totally outside of this course because we're doing Python, not Java, which JForex focuses on. And just as a note, maybe you've seen my MotiveWave courses that have been really my recent videos on the playlist for MotiveWave. There's some really exciting development going on with that. So keep your eyes on that playlist and the YouTube with MotiveWave because I've been working with their tech folks and they've been really, really cool about giving me a custom build for the Redis and so forth. So there's going to be some exciting stuff coming down later in the year with MotiveWave. And it is an amazing platform, but again, it's Java, so it's totally outside of Python. The idea behind Python is to build your own platform, your own custom platforms, you own the source code. But MotiveWave is a great addition for studies, and it's pretty affordable what you can get compared to something like MATLAB or something. Next up, we talked about the different frameworks out there. One of the more, not frameworks, packages from Python. One of the more popular ways to do it is using pandas. Pandas is amazing. If you are not familiar with what you call Excel, but you want to do it all in memory or virtual and do some basic stuff with pandas, we can do that. I just wrote a script for somebody last night using pandas and being able to just download data. I haven't even talked about the data capture for Binance and whatnot. But again, there's a dedicated package for that with CCXT that will cover for the crypto. But here, pandas just generally is really good for building data frames, reading in common separated value files, and then putting them into an Excel tabular sort of format within pandas. I use it a lot. I think a lot of other folks that are doing this type of analysis use pandas as well. Next up, one of the more popular ways of using technical analysis, because over the weekend when we launched the chat server, we got some amazing contributions for machine learning, really heavily advanced quant stuff. But what I'm finding is a lot of people at the retail trading level are not at that level yet. I'm hoping to get there too. And that's not including the machine learning itself. But the TA, the technical analysis, is fairly simple. The TA-lib is very popular. It's a C++ library, but they have many wrappers for other languages, including Python. So we'll talk about that, and I'll do some basic demonstrations of using TA-lib for basic math that you'll use in trading or averages or Bollingers or RSI and whatnot. So we'll talk about that on that day. Redis is an interesting, a very interesting database to use as a hub. It includes all your replication, redundancy, clustering, very powerful features that you could expect for a database that would cost you probably well into the thousands to get the same features. It's true open source. It's in memory. The new Redis 5 that just came out has got streaming, which is very powerful for messaging and message queuing. Again, I got a course on that that's separate, that goes very deep in using Redis with trading, algorithmic trading, specifically with interactive brokers. But this is powerful, and we can focus on some of the newer stuff as well, if need be. This is the juicy part. A lot of people want is the module. I'm sorry, let me just go back here. Okay, so let's skip one. So we've done module 6. So we have then module 7 with the crypto. I was a big skeptic up until about a year ago with crypto, with Bitcoin coming up, blowing up, and then dropping off with that poo-poo on crypto. The current strategy I run does pretty decent. Last time I checked, here we were at, these kind of stats are unheard of. 3.59%, 100% winning ratio among 16 positions. I don't know anyone that does that, especially in a down market. So crypto is very powerful. It can be used for just the rate of change over an hour is pretty extreme. So there's, again, just using simple technical analysis, it can be a very profitable way to trade, consistent as well. That's the key word, really. So we can talk about all that. One area I want to talk about is funding credit cards, funding with anonymous ways to fund crypto. Governments are clamping down on it, and there's new options. One of them is using this hardware device called digital wall storage, I guess, called Ledger. I just got one. Which one do you want it? Ledger Nano S. I think it's so good it may eventually get banned in a lot of countries, kind of like no different than some illicit drug or something, because it is a threat against the governments for tax purposes. There's no doubt about that. It is revolutionizing how we transact in money. So I could talk about the Nano as well, the Ledger Nano, and my experiences with it so far. Also, when we get into Module 8, this is the big one that people are gravitating to crypto with CCXT. Without CCXT, I don't think Python as a language would be the preeminent language without CCXT, with the folks behind CCXT to be able to develop such a powerful package. And it's like a dream come true, where you can talk to over 130 cryptocurrency exchanges with one layer and make very little changes and swap out one exchange to another. So I've figured out ways to download rapidly. You can talk about that and cover the questions. So I show all the different methodologies here. Also, some of these other options can even be changed so fast, so we can do any questions to bring everybody up to speed. We can also cover my discoveries with Motive Wave as well, which will help here. I'm going to revisit the XLQ for spreadsheet as well, which does crypto as well. So I may do some demos there on my YouTube. But again, we're getting out of the world of Python here when I talk about these, but it's really good because if there are ways to use third-party solutions like Motive Wave or XLQ, the spreadsheet, be able to push that data into Redis and use Redis as your data hub again, as I mentioned here in the 6th module, you'll see the power of it, because no matter what you can use Redis as your data hub for everything, to hold your signals, your data in terms of market data, pricing data, portfolio, all of that can be stored in Redis. And I think a lot of people that are at the low level that have never heard of Redis, or it sells itself basically. So that's the power of it. So again, we can talk about the different things with CCXT. There's also new ways that are unknown to gauge crypto on a forward-looking basis for reversals. We're constantly looking for that, for classic reversals that work in crypto. And again, when you figure those out for your classic entries and exits, like in my case, I use just ATR, average true range, which is part of the TA-lib, technical analysis library, and it works great. And that's how I'm able to get consistently these winning exits all the time because of using just something like ATR. But there's new techniques that I'm finding that, for instance, this NVT might be good for, this NVT ratio might be good for entry potential. But again, it depends upon the timing and whatnot. Another one that's quite a lot of people don't know about is COT reports, so we can talk about that, but that's also can be used for outside of crypto as well. Now, one of the big difficulties when it comes to Python, or it used to be its big weakness up until a year ago, was, this is now moving into module 10, with charting. The charting, front-end development and charting wasn't that strong in Python. There was matplotlib, and that was okay to work with, but it was a real pain in the ass to get the charts that you want, specifically for finance. And I discovered Chart Director, actually, somebody turned me on to it a few years ago, and it was originally built for C++. And I've been working with the vendor behind CryptoCurrency, and I got to put out there, the vendors that I choose are excellent, are top-notch. They're not, you wait 5 days for a response, or some minimum wage support person will give you like a 2-word answer. These are usually people that have skin in the game on the level of support they want to give, so it's going to be top-notch. So this, for instance, here you're going to maybe work with the owner of the software, same with XLQ, or any other commercial product, and they're very affordable. So the support here for Chart Director is absolutely blind, just amazing. I mean, you get an answer overnight because this person's in Hong Kong. So if you're in North America, it can work to your advantage. So as I said, I've looked at many different charting packages. There's really good ones out there, but this one's really easy to work with, and it's very flexible. It works with a lot of different indicators, technical indicators. On top of that, you can do a lot of the more advanced charts that you can build with let's say, MATLAB or even R. But again, you got to always remember, with Python, you can easily call R resources, and you can actually call R scripts from within Python. So that's another option I never talked about. But here, this chart director is very powerful. And in this as well, I just discovered about a month ago, the ability to do not real time, but pretty close to real time, minute by minute chart that you can display on your monitor. It's very good, and you can learn a lot from that type of chart alone if you are going to follow me on the minute by minute trading like I do here, which has been probably, out of anything I've looked at, it's the most profitable way to do it, compared to things like hourly or even daily. When you go down to the low level of a minute, you're multiplying your opportunity a lot. If the markets are moving quite a bit, you can get daily moves of 15% profit return, which I demonstrated last month, to a full point where a lot of people were very skeptical of the kind of, but things have settled down now where I'm getting like 2 or 3 or 4% daily returns, which is pretty good. As I always meander in my rants here, I guess. Anyway, so back to Chart Director. But because you're able to develop these minute-by-minute charts, you're able to see how the market's working. There's a lot of advantages with that. Okay. So that's kind of covering all the basic topics of the of building out a custom trading system. Now, again, I always use the word primitive because that's what it is. These are tools that enable you to bring everything together for all the major components that you expect in a custom trading platform. Plus, we move into areas what we call bonus material or advanced topics in the last week. Now, these are more involved modules and videos, but we can cover some of the topics. So, for instance, here we have coverage of different brokers, more advanced knowledge than what I found in the data section here in capturing market data. So, again, we can leave the last week for these topics. We can cover FXCM, interactive brokers, other ones as well. And the thing is that for last year I've kind of fooled around with Forex, and I really, to be honest, I find it a big waste of time because of the moves. And when you get the consistent profit and be able to bring in these kind of returns, I'm just going to run the P&L, see if it's been updated. You can do really, really well, and you will outperform the markets without a doubt. You could maybe outperform them by like when the markets are doing as bad as they are today or the last few months, and you're consistently profitable. You got a winning solution, right? So, so here we go. Yeah, so nothing's changed. Yeah, last position was just, well, you can see it. Anyways, yeah, doing this methodology can really change everything. So, again, going off topic here, coming back to topic is we can cover all the different brokers, but I see no reason why you wouldn't want to do crypto with powerful packages like CCXT and the moves, and being able, there's just so many advantages with crypto. Low commission fees. It seems to be kind of trustworthy on Binance. There's no stop hunting, things like that. That's why I like crypto. Anyways, very last module here, 12. This is the more advanced stuff, so we can cover some of the Python brokers. I've got a video on that. This one is the key to a lot. Setting up an automated watch list and position manager. On top of another topic of debugging your strategy and optimizing your performance. I come from a world of software development, so I know how to debug stuff and develop logs, create logs to help me see things that most people wouldn't see through charts or through other software. So that's how I'm able to optimize to get the kind of profit I'm getting. The other thing is topics. If you want on Oanda API, and I got this other webinar, Why Charting Sucks, and that was really built around JavaScript and all the JavaScript libraries like high charts and just a bunch of them, and they're just really weak, and JavaScript's not really a great language. It's just an ugly language, and just to maintain it's just ugly, and it's a real pain. Python, I mean, as an example, I created a script for somebody that was modified, found on Stack Overflow. I modified it to these needs to be able to get what I needed, and it was an Ichimoku chart, and it's not the best, but the point is I was able to modify and get it working within an hour. Try that in Java or C++, and the maintenance on it's really much easier too. So this is why I use Python, and this whole course is kind of revolving on how I work with algorithmic trading, and it seems to work really good because I'm able to bang out charts really well. And from what I'm seeing with machine learning, you can easily embed a lot of the up-and-coming packages like TensorFlow 2 into this methodology as well. So it's adaptable for that. That's the power of it. That's pretty well the course. So again, that starts January 7th. So if you want, all you got to do, if you are still into it, is come over to the store, pick off this Python 3 infrastructure blocks with crypto, bang, buy now at that price for life. you make a good choice to build out your own custom trading platform and be able to control it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I'll also give you access to the new chat server, and you'll be able to contribute and be part of hopefully a good group of people that are automated, and there's some really smart people in there. I'm kind of blown away on who's in there. Anyways, that's about it. We shall talk to you later.